Hey everyone, Bill Hood here. I wanted to jump in. I mean, a lot going on here with Dorian, and we're hearing a lot about as far as emergency declaration that are out there and suspension of hours of service. Now, whenever we see this happen, there's a lot of misconceptions on how people work with this and what they do with it, and we see people kind of get in trouble because they don't completely understand what it is. First off, you need to understand is that this is not a suspension of hours of service in these areas. This is a suspension of the hours of service regulations when you're providing direct assistance for disaster relief efforts. So if you're taking a truckload of potato chips to a Walmart distribution center in let's say South Georgia, if there's one down there, um, that's not going to be considered direct assistance just because you're going down that way. Now, if you're bringing water down into Florida or you're bringing anything else that's specifically for disaster relief, that will suspend or gives you the ability to not have to follow the hours of service. Now, there's a couple of important things when you come off of this. They allow you to not have the hours of service or not get back into the hours of service until you get back to your home domicile. So if you're out of Atlanta, you've been down running around in Florida, and everything is done, it's dying down. You can come back without having to worry about your hours of service back to your home domicile. Now, as a carrier, one of the things you need to remember is that if a driver tells you they need a 10-hour break, you have to allow them to get a 10-hour break. Then, when they get back to the home domicile, they're required to take a 10-hour break. Now, there's some question about the 70 hours out there. Our recommendation always is sometimes we see people that they'll blow out their 70 hours in 4 or 5 days as far as with what they're doing, and then they come out. So there's a question on whether or not you need to do a reset or not. We always recommend that you do, and you get the proper sleep out there. None of the other things in terms of are suspended out there as far as with the hours of or with the safety regulations, the drug and alcohol testing, all that stuff still in place. This here, what we have up on the screen here. So I'm going to, with my cursor here, provide vital supplies and transportation service to disaster area in the United States. Um, and then it talks about as far as who can issue that. So I mean that's right there. Vital supplies and transportation services. Again, taking potato chips to a distribution center is not going to fall into that. Um, now, there's you can see what some of the parts are. It would benefit you to actually go in and read some of this and make sure you understand it. Shoot us a message if you have questions about it and we can clarify it. And if we don't know, what we typically do is we will reach out to, a lot of times we'll actually call a way station and we'll ask them, hey, how is it you guys are looking for this? And we'll get you an answer. Uh, yeah, FMCSA, we talk with them quite a bit. They probably aren't going to give us how the enforcement actions are going to work. So that's why we like to talk to actual in the field DOT officers as far as how enforcement's working on that. Anyways, so please reach out if you have questions, and everybody stay safe out there.